Evening. Tom Bradford here from the Wild Scoundrels. I am at a campsite. I only did that because Jamie always does it, by the way. I'm at a campsite in the lovely Purbeck Hills. Purbeck View it's called because from here you can see the hills, therefore there's a view of the Purbecks. I think that that's not trade descriptions, I think that's spot on. Tonight what we're going to cook. So I went to Budgeon's in Swanage and there was good news and there was bad news. I will focus on the good news because I'm not going to be nasty. And the good news was that they had a lot of local game. And they have game from the Dorset game larder. And so I've got here some venison. So tonight we're going to do some venison with some broccoli, some chestnut mushrooms, some red onions and garlic and the usual kinds of things. And a little tonight's surprise ingredient will be chicory. Wild chicory. Now I've never had wild chicory. I've been told by my friend Gemma, Pretty Wild and Tasty, that that wild chicory is bitter. I don't know if it's bitter because it's had a tough life or a bad breakup or something, but it's really bitter. But apparently if you saute it, it's a bit better. So we'll give it a whirl. Usual vinegar, salt and pepper, that kind of thing. Wine, obviously. Red currant jelly, because obviously red currant jelly in game, always a winner. Now I found this, I found this. What did I find? Here we are. It's called, I'll put my glasses on because I'm getting on a bit, you know. It's called Vampire Relish Hot Tomato Salsa from the Garlic Farm on the Isle of Wight. Now I call that fairly local. The Isle of Wight's over there. Can't quite see it from here because of the Purbeck Hills, the beautiful Purbeck Hills. Not the Pubic Hills. Pubic Hills is a different thing. Or Pubic Mound obviously is. So we'll try some of that, maybe we'll spice it up with a bit of that. So first of all, there's going to be some chopping. Obviously, I might shoot that differently because chopping is, let's face it, every bloody film has chopping in it, as if chopping is something that, you know. Right, okay, so I'm going to do some chopping and, you know, well obviously you'll be there, but, you know, I might cut that out of the final film because chopping is chopping, right? I always think if a red onion doesn't make you cry, it's a bit shit, but hopefully it might be because actually I do feel a tear coming on. Do you know, I had some garlic the other day. It was so good that made me cry, and that wasn't because it was organic or artisan and had a massive price tag attached to it. It was just really nice. Chopping my red onions, la la. Tonight's chopping will be brought to you with sort of the tunes from West Side Story. I'm chopping, I once chopped an onion called Maria, and suddenly that taste will never be a waste of time. I'm chopping, ha ha ha, I'm making you smaller to little tiny bits, which really nicely fits into my pan. I'm chopping. Did you know that you could actually apply words like chopping to, you know, from famous musicals when you're chopping onions? Because if you don't like chopping onions, it's a good way to take your mind off it. Now, chopping garlic, I hate chopping garlic. Am I alone in that? Chopping garlic's a pain in the ass, isn't it? I know, you know, Jamie Oliver, and to his credit, we all crush them now, thanks to him, and that's great, but I still hate it. I don't like it. Chopping garlic, because you never get it small enough, do you? And then you've got, particularly when you've got dinner guests, oh, I've got a lump of garlic. Right, so anyway. Right, chop that up, there we go. Chuck that in there. Get the old, shall I do it? It's really sharp, this. Whoa. It's actually some Victorinox. Thank you, Victorinox, for my lovely chopper. It is very, very sharp. Right, there we go. Chopping my garlic. If anyone could spot the continuity error, then they need to get out more. Right, so onions done. Let's do some broccoli. Ha ha! Now, you know, I do like this knife. It's sharp. It's sharper than a lemon's rude bits. Chuck the broccoli in. If you wonder what that noise is, it isn't it isn't a couple of walruses having sex in the next tent. It's actually some cows right over there. It sounds like someone like orgasming whilst playing a bugle, which may, you know, be a thing in certain parts of the world. I'm not sure. Okay, I think that's enough broccoli. This is a small pan. Camping, you know, everything's a little bit compact and bijou, as you know. If you've camped, if you haven't camped, then you've got no idea what I'm talking about. But then if you haven't camped, you haven't lived. So, have another drink, I think. Cheers. Mud in your eyes. Slanj Prostavnia. Slanjva. Other badly pronounced foreign ways of saying cheers. Right, broccoli's taking ages. Yay. Nothing, do you know, there's nothing more interesting than watching broccoli cook. There is actually. Sex for one. Drinking. A good, you know, walk in the countryside. Maybe some legal highs. I'm talking about meditation. Easy, tiger. That's going to take ages, so I'm just going to switch the camera off because, let's be honest, it'll be fucking... So the reason the broccoli was being so bloody slow was that the gas had almost run out, so I've chucked that out, put a new cylinder in, and now we are, I hate to use the phrase, cooking on gas. So I'm going to chuck the mushrooms in. I do like a chestnut mushroom. I'm not entirely sure they taste better, but they look like I, you know more about mushrooms. And they're so satisfying to cut. It's like filling your mouth with Play-Doh. Ooh. Oh, there's a feeling that no cheese could ever replicate. I read that they used to use a special type of soap to replicate the human body when they were using gun tests and knife tests and things in the army or the police. I think they should just make them out of mushrooms. A big load of mushrooms. I like to cut mushrooms, they're so sexy, it feels so sexy. Mm-hmm. So we've got a bunch of mushrooms in there, we're running out of space, there's not much room. You'll get my coat. Still, don't try the veal. Well, unless it's British veal, that's different, don't try French veal. I've got nothing against the French generally, but they're not too good to their geese and to their calves. Look to your calves. French people. Pepper and some salt. Again, no idea why. Everyone says you do it, so you do it. I think it makes it taste nicer. Red wine vinegar. Now I use this shit for everything. Again, I like, because the thing is, I like things to be a bit tangy, you know? Bit tangy. Let's get that all bubbling away. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Cauldron, Shakespeare words, can't remember them. Is this a pan of mushrooms and broccoli I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou but a pan of the mind? Art thou but fatal vision, sensitive to feeling as to sight? There we are, that's about as much Macbeth as I can shout at mushrooms and broccoli. I am so tempted to try and throw this into that post over there. I could actually fake it, couldn't I? Because I could just like go like that. Shall I do it? Shall I just do it? I go like that, go like I'm not even looking. That actually stuck in the lawn. It's good, this. Victorinox. Thank you, Victorinox, for my enormous chopper. It is actually proper bit of kit, this. Heavy, well made, and I tell you what, you could almost shave with it. It's that sharp. This one, you could shave with. I mean, this really is. This is Sweeney Todd territory, this one. Now, my mushrooms and my broccoli are doing very well. So, the question is, the $1 million question is, do I cook the chicory separately, or do I just chuck it in with that? You know what? I'm going to chop it up small and I'm going to chuck it in. Chuck it in, chuck it in. Let me begin. Those two fell off the table. It is a bit wobbly. This table reminds me of like one of these houses that's next to a railway station, you know, and when the train goes by, the whole house shakes like a flipping earthquake warning. Right, so let's just, where's my phone? Where's me washboard? Have I actually dropped my phone? Mix that all up. Oh, it's good. Some of the broccoli's got a bit charred. Quite like that, you know. A little bit black. Black broccoli. This is going to be quite interesting, actually. I mean, it is quite healthy for someone like me. As you can tell, I don't have the profile of an obviously healthy person, he says, reaching for his wine. Which was nice. I think I'll have some more of that. Don't worry, I've got whiskey and beer in case this runs out, so don't be alarmed. That was me talking to the farmer. The farmer likes me, I like the farmer. Me and the farmer like brother and sister, getting on like hand and blister, me and the farmer. So, what am I doing? Right, so I'm going to do that, I'm going to chuck that on the plate because that's all done now. Oh, that looks nice. I do like a bit of burnt broccoli, I do, I like it, I like it. I like it, 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 la la la. Now, going to put the pan back on there, chuck in some olive oil. Yeah, he caught that. He didn't expect to catch it, but he did catch it, so that's fine. My venison, which comes in, it actually looks like one of these things that you've got like a transporting an organ for someone who's dying, or you know, or like a blood bag, you know, like that. There you go. Still, this is from the Dorset game larder, which I think is great because I am in Dorset. This is local food. Well done, Budgeons. Well done on that. Didn't have the squirrel. Didn't think that was appropriate at the moment. Perhaps another day. Wasn't a lot of meat on the squirrel, to be honest. You get more meat on a bloody artichoke. Right, so going to get our venison and we're going to chuck it in. Chuck it in, chuck it in. Oh, that's going to cook like that very, very quickly because this pan is hot. It's hot. It's hot like my pants. Right, so that's good. While I'm cooking it, I'm going to chuck in some, that nearly hit my car, red currant jelly. Little trick, if you can't get the lid off, give it a little bash like that. And there you go. It's like it was broken. Right. Get the leaves out and get the bloody, right. Nice bit of red currant jelly. Pop. A little bit more. That's all good. Let's have a little bit of vampire red. I have crossed oceans of time to find you, river princess. Welcome to my house. Right, so a bit of that. Chuck it in. Don't stand on ceremony, just chuck it in. Needs a little bit of the old red wine vinegar. Should I just say red wine vinegar? Shall I do a, which one is it? Red wine vinegar. Right, so let's chuck some of that in. It makes it more tangy. I like it tangy. I like it tangy. More wine? Oh, I think so. Right, so let's do some more wine. La la. Okay, that's going to be done. Probably done about 10 minutes ago, to be honest with you. Switch that off. We don't need the fire anymore. We don't need the fire. And there it is. Venison with vampire sauce and red currant jelly, with broccoli, chestnut mushrooms, and wild chicory. If that's not disgusting, I don't know what is. This is a metal plate, so if I take a photo of my fingers, it can burn. Ow! Hurty fingers! Hurty! Hurty! Ow! Ow, hurty! Social media, you've got to suffer for it. You've got to suffer, you bitch. You've got to suffer for it. Social media. Suffering for your art. Tonight, tonight, I'll eat a deer's arse. Right, there we go, that's done. I guess all that remains is to eat the fucking thing. Right, so let's, la 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 la. Ooh, that is hotter than Satan's porn collection. Right, so, venison, always a winner. Do a little dance. Now, chicory. Do you know, I've burnt this shit so much I just don't even find the chicory. Oh, there's a bit of chicory. Is that chicory? Yes, it is. Let's taste the chicory. Nice, actually, it's nice. Fits in well. There's still a little bit of bitterness. There is a bitterness, but it kind of goes with the fact that the broccoli's been a bit burnt, so you've got that kind of bitter taste, which I quite like. Obviously, the sauce is very sweet, so it's sweet and bitter. All we're missing is tart and umami. Right, so, this is good. You can fuck off.